Good morning. I am 3 minutes earlier today, and as always, I'll do the sound check first. And of course, if you're watching and recording, you can fast forward 3 minutes or just stay with us. Sound check. Sound check. Sounds good to me. Good morning, Gina. Good morning, Alice. Good morning, Mary. Хана, ты можешь так не кидать, пожалуйста, карандаши, а то очень громко. Аккуратно клади карандаши, очень громко кидаешь их. Alright, it is time for us to start, and today we continue our exploration of SVADHYAYA, or self-study. And today we're going to look at the role of the ego in this whole mix of how we see ourselves and the world. The ego is a function of the mind that organizes itself into I. And the ego is definitely not a bad thing. Without the ego, we just wouldn't exist. It takes an event that the senses bring into awareness and makes it personal. For example, the senses may bring in the information that a dog is barking. The ego makes it personal by saying, I hear a dog barking. And then this message further gets entangled with the value judgment we place on the event. We will have an opinion about the dog barking based on our past experiences. It might be annoying. The noise may be annoying to us, or we may tremble in fear because of a past experience where you were attacked, or you may want to rush to pet the dog because you remember a childhood pet that you adored. We can see from just this example how the ego takes ownership of a completely neutral experience of a dog barking by making it very personal, by coloring it from our past experiences. Where things may get messy is when the ego forgets that its function is to organize the self into the I, and it begins to believe itself to be the only boss. When this happens, we get stuck in the I of being separate from the world, and we make our belief system the only model of reality. our belief system is not wrong or right, but it is constraining because it's just one of the models. When we identify with these constraints, we run on old habits and we consent to being less than we can possibly be. But as we unpack our belief system, strong and often painful emotions can be released in the process. And these feelings are often related to memories that we have unconsciously used to structure our reality. And of course, the release can be quite unpleasant. And sometimes you may feel like you're swimming in muck, like not understanding what's happening as you create this release. But what might appear discouraging in the moment is often a cleansing experience in disguise. The path of growth is definitely not a straight line. It does not look like anything that we think it should look like. In fact, often our belief system of what growth looks like is the very thing that stops our growth. What we think we know always stops us from inquiring, stops us from being curious. And we already have explored multiple times the Buddhist concept of having a beginner's mind. To know that we don't actually know. We don't know anything. We have no idea how things may turn out. And no past conditioning can predict what's going to happen in a minute. When you apply beginner's mind, it is the stance of humility that opens the door to learning and revelation. So let's practice beginner's mind today. Take a comfortable position, and as usual, take a few moments to acknowledge all the circumstances of your practice, both internal and external. As you create this mindful pause, inhabit it with all your senses. See if you can connect with the deep truth of being yourself in this moment, without pretense, without any shoulds or musts, just the way you are, right here, right now. Remind yourself that beginner's mind opens us to the natural wonders. So start applying this beginner's mind, this curious, open, kind attention, this wondrous outlook on the world to the practice today. Create your primary anchor. Choose your breath or a particular body sensation to be your primary anchor, something that you can always come back to every time you get distracted. And explore that primary anchor with curiosity. Just because you pay attention to your breath every day doesn't mean that you really know it. Or just because you feel your hands every day doesn't mean that the sensation is always the same. Connect with it right here, right now, with a beginner's mind, and notice how things are in this moment. Bring a gentle smile to your lips and allow it to fill your entire body. Feel your whole body smiling gently, and again apply beginner's mind to that sensation. How does that feel? Where do you feel that smile the most? Curious and interested, completely open-minded, keep watching your internal narrative. And gradually start applying beginner's mind to whatever pulls your attention from your primary anchor. And gently name that which distracted you, shifting your focus to it. Making it the object of your observation. Look at this experience with freshness, as if this is the very first time you're experiencing this sensation, or feeling, or thought. Stay with each experience that pulls you away from your primary anchor until it passes completely, or until you become at ease with it. And at that point, return to your primary anchor, whether it's your breath or your body. Stay with it, explore it with curiosity, until something pulls you away from it again. I'll give you a couple of minutes in complete silence to do that. Every time you encounter a thought, maybe a worry or planning, or a worrisome planning, remind yourself that actually you don't know anything about the outcome. You have no idea how things will play out. Look at this thought from that perspective. Every time you encounter a sensation, maybe pain or ache or just discomfort, again, remind yourself that you don't know how the sensation will resolve. It may increase, it may decrease, it may become something different. Explore it with a beginner's mind. And as you do this, I would like to read a poem for you from Dana Folds. It's called Self-Observation Without Judgment. Because it is very important when you apply beginner's mind to do it gently, kindly, without any expectation, without any judgment. Just exploring, just finding out whatever it is you need to find out about the world and yourself. Dana Folds writes, release the harsh and pointed inner voice. It's just a throwback to the past and holds no truth about this moment. Let go of self-judgment, the old, learned ways of beating yourself up for each imagined inadequacy. Allow the dialogue within the mind to grow friendlier and quiet. Shift out of inner criticism, and life suddenly looks very different. I can say this only because I make the choice 100 times a day. The choice to release the voice that refuses to acknowledge the real me. What's needed here isn't more prodding toward perfection, but intimacy, seeing clearly and embracing what I see. Love, not judgment, sows the seeds of tranquility and change. As you go about your day today, I invite you to explore all the different ways you can apply beginner's mind to your thoughts, sensations, reactions to the world, and remind yourself that SVADHYAYA, self-study, is actually your pathway to communion with the divine, with the source, with God, whatever you call it. It's your doorway into learning and becoming the real you. The you with a spark of the divinity. Thank you so much for being here today. Have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you tomorrow. But I have a disclaimer. We are traveling today to go out of the city into Long Island, which is a couple of hours away, and we're gonna stay there until Sunday and celebrate New Year's there. My friend's family is, well, they usually live in New York, but now throughout the pandemic, they are staying on Long Island in their summer house. So this is where we're going. And the internet there is not super good, and plus I'm not sure about the schedule of when everybody is waking up. There's going to be many more people, and the house is not that big. So I will try to come on at 7:30 a.m. as usual, and if it doesn't work, please forgive me. I will try, if the internet permits, I will come in a little bit later, or not. But there is internet, so at some point I should be able to do it. So let's say that I will do it tomorrow at 7:30, but if you suddenly don't see me connect, please do your own practice from our meditation unit, and just know that I'm not able to do it because of the house schedule or the internet connection or something like this, and I will connect later in the day. All right? Thank you so much for understanding and for being here with me, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.